In Florida, registered voters may cast their ballot by mail, in person during early voting, or in person on Election Day.
To vote by mail in Florida, you must request a vote by mail ballot. This can be done online through your county's elections office, by email, fax, phone, mail, or in person at your county's elections office. Regardless of the method you choose to request your mail-in ballot, you will need to provide your name, date of birth, your address, and a form of identification, such as your Florida driver's license number, Florida identification card number, or the last 4 digits of your Social Security number.
A vote-by-mail ballot can be returned by mail through the United States Postal Service. It can also be returned in person using a secure ballot intake station, which can be found at each early voting location and at the Supervisor of Elections office. To find which drop-off location is closest to you and its hours of operation, refer to your county's Supervisor of Election website.
The most important thing to keep in mind regarding voting by mail is the deadline to request and return your mail-in ballot. Currently, you must request your vote by mail ballot no later than 5 p.m. on the 10th day before the election.
Since all vote by mail ballots must be returned to your county supervisor of elections no later than 7 p.m. on Election Day, the United States Postal Service recommends that voters should mail their ballot no later than 7 days before Election Day. If you miss this deadline, it is recommended that you drop your ballot off in person during early voting or at your supervisor of elections office.
A great feature of the vote by mail system is that you can track your ballot through your county supervisor of elections website. You can see whether you have a vote by mail request on file, the date the ballot was mailed to you, and the date the ballot was received by the elections department, and if your ballot was counted.
Another convenient way to cast your ballot is during early voting. Depending on where you live and the type of election being held, the duration of early voting and hours of operation may vary. However, at a minimum, 8 days of early voting are required by law in Florida. During the early voting period, anyone can cast their ballot at any of the polling locations in their county. For MDC and FIU students, we can cast our ballot at our on-campus early voting locations at MDC Kendall, MDC North, and the FIU Modesto Maidí campus.
Unlike voting in person during early voting, if you choose to wait until Election Day to cast your ballot, you will need to vote at your designated polling location, which is determined by your home address. This location can be found on your voter information card or online through your county supervisor of elections website. By simply providing your first and last name and date of birth, you will be provided with the name and address of your Election Day polling location. On Election Day, voting locations are open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.